Oh, bam. Let's get this out of there, coach. Oh. It's kind of creepy. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? So this is take two, as it would be, of Alchemy 101 from last night's episode. Cody, welcome to the channel. Tonight we're just going to be doing the Facebook Live version. We did the Artist First last night, and no matter what I did, I just I couldn't get the video to come up on Facebook. So today I figured it would be a good time to redo it because it was an amazing show. We got a lot of really good updates, not just with Mystech, with the Order of Alchemy, with some events that are coming up, some new exciting technologies. So we had to redo the show, and hopefully this works out. So if you guys have any questions about anything we're talking about tonight, feel free to chime in. Brian, how you doing, man? Good seeing you. I got a piece of Orgonite in the back right now, charging some things, but use it all the time, man. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. So tonight's episode of Alchemy 101, though again, we're a day late. I just don't want you guys to miss out on some of these updates, really exciting stuff. We're going to be talking about E3, which is Electronics Entertainment Expo that we have in LA. It's the biggest video game conference and expo every single year, and it's just recently opened up to the public maybe a year ago. So I want to go check it out because this is a place where people are around electronics all the time, for one, but a lot of the new upcoming technologies and tools that we're going to have that's really going to change the trajectory of what's happening with the awakening and with consciousness and just so many different things. So I want to go check it out firsthand and be able to report back to you guys, just some really exciting things that are coming. So we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about Aurablades that I've been working on very diligently for a really, really long time for the Order of Alchemy, the Jedi School, and we finally have these ready to go. We're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. We're going to get into the chakra frequencies, the Solfeggios, things that we talk about on the show pretty often. And, I realize some people, and it's okay, a lot of people probably don't know all the details of what that even entails. So tonight we're going to get into that finally, so you guys have a better understanding and background just with the chakras and the Solfeggio system, which is a musical scale. We're going to talk about these new potion bottle things that we have coming. Again, cool Mystech fun goodies. Resin rings that we have, which I unfortunately packed away, but I think I've got some pictures I'll show you guys, and that's okay. And then we're going to talk about the Mystech Mastery bracelets that we're doing a big sale thing for Father's Day stuff. So tonight, again, if you guys are in the channel, feel free to chime in anytime with any questions. Again, thanks for spending time with me on Friday night. It's good. It's a fun time to just be present, see each other. It's good. So for the E3, also I'll be doing my best to kind of screen share with you guys tonight as well with Zoom, just so you guys can kind of again have some visual aids. We're visual learners; it's important to have that stuff. And as I'm going to start doing every week for the show, we're also going to have a PowerPoint that's available if you guys want to message me and send me your email. I'll shoot that out to you guys, so you've got some more stuff to look into and just reference materials if you want. So for E3, right? Again, this is going to be in LA. It's June 11th through the 13th. So I'll be leaving on Tuesday, and I went back till Saturday. We're also having a pretty cool meeting with someone that I've got some news and updates. No update on it, but a really cool meeting. Really excited. So for E3, you're going to have, Sony, you'll have Microsoft, you'll have Nintendo, you'll have all the big gaming companies, you'll have development companies, you'll have entertainment, but everything that is within entertainment and fun, essentially, gaming specifically. But there's going to be a lot of things there. It's going to be amazing. So aside from seeing games and consoles and all that, which I'm a huge fan, big gamer, one of the things that I'm very, very, very excited to see there is going to be the new virtual reality online that we have coming. So if you guys haven't done virtual reality yet, even if you're not into gaming, I cannot stress how much this will actually help you come into just a better awareness of consciousness and awareness and what's real and what's not. Because, I've got the PlayStation version of it, and the Beat Saber, when you're playing with lightsabers in that place, you really feel like you're going to fall off the edge. And if you stay in there for too long, you forget where the real ground is. And this is just the stuff we have right now. So at E3, they usually will have examples, sometimes even demos of things that will be coming up within the next 2 to 3, sometimes even 5 years. So I'm really excited to see what that's going to be like, because guys, with the virtual version of gaming coming online, right? I know you guys have seen this in movies and anime. Rob, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Good seeing you. Jonathan Ricardo in the building. I see you. We're going to have the ability to be able to do these like virtual online meetings, to where you'll see a digitized version of me, and I'll see, if we go into the same channel, digitized version of all you guys, and be able to put together like digital classrooms and virtual meetings in real time. And I promise you guys, it's a lot closer than you think it is. There's just technology is moving at a much faster rate these days. And with things like this, imagine being able to go into, again, a virtual reality and going through the exact same meditative rituals or the same hand mudras and signs, or a number of different things, even just with your artistry, but having a new visual perspective of what's actually happening, the abilities and synapses that's going to rewire and trigger into your brain are going to be things, I promise, that are going to carry on over into this plane of existence at the same time. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with the VR. If anyone out there is interested or has a desire to potentially build their own virtual world, I know there's a startup company I was looking at a while back called Staramba, and they have some type of cryptocurrency thing, but mostly what I understand of what they do is offer like digital virtual space. So kind of like hosting online, but to where anyone that goes into, say, the Staramba platform is going to have access to all the people's worlds that have been built on that platform. So if you've seen shows like Caprica or Sword Art Online, Ready Player One, there's a company that's, and I'm sure there's multiple more than just those guys, but at least Staramba, I know, is a company that's developing something very, very similar to that. And again, like we talk about on many of the shows, after that, we're talking about full dive, guys. And that's going to be, if we haven't already fully awakened and shifted past this really failed attempt at what we've got, by the time that stuff comes out, it won't even matter anymore. Like that's going to change so many things as well. So aside from the VR part of it, there's also this new technology that maybe some people are familiar with, but I'm still pretty new to it until I found out that I wasn't and just didn't know the term. So there's also this other version that's coming to all of us called augmented reality, right, or AR. Anyone that played Pokemon Go or saw anyone playing Pokemon Go, that's a very simplified version, but still augmented reality, to where, let me see, the definition is a technology that superimposes a computer-generated image on a user's view of the real world, thus providing a composite view. So if I had a version of that right now and could put my hand up and put like a fireball in it, you would digitally see a fireball, but it wouldn't really be there, but it's augmented to make it look real. And so with augmented reality, we're going to have things like Pokemon, like real Pokemon, or like the show Yu-Gi-Oh, where they're playing with cards and have these little scanners and can see it augmented, but it looks real. So that's something that we have right now, but it's just not as advanced. And I'm expecting at E3 to see a more refined and better version. So that's going to be really cool as well. Aside from that, with augmented reality and the other VR, there's like, consider the ability of being able to change your workout into a digital type of game, right? And then that way you're having fun, you're playing, you're doing these things, but you're also acquiring these real life abilities, these real physical skills. And so again, there's a lot more to this than just sitting somewhere and vegging out, right? And that brings me to the next part that I cannot wait to try out. I'm very, very sure it's going to be there. Aside from like the PlayStation VR, there's PC VR sets and systems that you have to hook into your PC. But there's a new version that just came out, I want to say maybe a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks. Time's not that good with me, sorry. Hey, John, how you doing? Feel free to chime in anytime. Catherine, how you doing? There's this new version of a VR headset out called the Oculus Quest. Right now, the way that this system works is you need no console, you need no PC. You just basically put it on and you have 2 controllers and you're ready to go. And so you can take this thing anywhere that you want. You have full range of motion. So for me, like, I really like the game Beat Saber, where you're slicing stuff up with lightsabers, but you can't like really spin or tumble or anything like that because you got the cord. With this, that removes all that and you have the freedom to like actually go full ninja mode. And so I think that's going to be really exciting. I think it's like $399 for one version and $499 for another, and I think it's just like the memory size or something like that. I'll have that updated on the PowerPoint by the time I get that over to you guys. So after that, right, and this is what I've been working on, guys. So I'm very excited about this, and I'll do my best to cover all of it because it's a lot. So the Order of Alchemy, right, the Jedi school that I talk about and have been working on, like I said, very, very diligently. We finally have translated and channeled some of the ancient future modernized versions of just discipline for the Jedi arts, right? And we're talking about the old Jed, the Egyptian mystics, that style of implementing like mystical practices and routines introduced to your day-to-day to enhance and purify and really help you with your ascension process. Like, it's amazingly fun stuff, but it's not anything that has to be like down to the religion or anything like that. Like, it's just fun, different steps that you can do. And we've developed like a martial arts system, right? So normally you've got your white to black belt. With this, we're more focused on your chakra system, right? So just a couple notes, just so I make sure I cover this with you guys. We went through a multitude of different martial arts, so your Tai Chi, Taoism, Kameshan or Egyptian, other dimensional stuff. I mean, just lots of different things went into the sword play of what you can do with the Aurablades, right? And so, again, this is what the black one looks like, and I'll show you guys one with an actual blade on in just a second. But, here we go. Along with the blades, right? Because having these and using them as a tool, toy, whatever you want, is all good and fine. But the training that is going to come along with this, right? So this is very, very important. The first step of the way of the earth, right, which is Gaia, is something that's going to line specifically with your chakra system, right? So with all the Aurablades, right, there's something called an emitter. How you doing, Tara? Tara, what's happening? Nani, how you doing? So this right here, guys, this is called an emitter, right? So this part is something that will just come off very easily. Now, the way that the system is built, because again, we have Mystech, we have our biotech system, right? So we can put frequencies into literally anything that's metal or mineral. So instead of just having a lightsaber-ish toy, like there's plenty of things out there that offer that, and that's good and fine. We actually are getting these imprinted to the Schumann resonance for the Earth's frequency. But on top of that, because again, we're talking about the chakra system. So your emitter will come charged at 396 hertz, which is the root chakra frequency. And don't worry, we're going to cover that tonight too, so you guys have a better understanding of that. But with this, I'm also going to be sending out and having the ability for you guys to get a manual that goes through all the steps, all the practices, the forms for every single system that's being put together right now, right? So these are all called different arts or a way, and I cannot overly express the importance of, we show you the principle and example, but in no way will we ever say that it's the only way to do it, right? The way of the initiate, which is the starter, is completely individualistic. So what works for you might not work for somebody else, and so on. But we want you to at least take the steps to try to implement the Jedi arts into your day-to-day, just to see the things that you don't know that you don't know. And hopefully you'll even discover things along the way that you report back, and it's going to take a tribe. So that's what we're here for. So just a couple of things out of Gaia, the Way of the Earth, just so you guys have an idea of kind of where this is directed. Introduction to the Way of the Earth states. And actually, I believe I can do this. Let's nah, it's not complete enough for you guys yet. I'm sorry, I apologize. So as with all things that require growth, each initiate begins as an Earth Jedi. For the same reason, the seed, structure, or even idea require a solid foundation. The earth element provides this foundation for everything that's tangible, albeit even at a molecular level. So because of the double meaning, we're able to easily recognize the truth. And we've talked about this on Alchemy 101 literally hundreds of times. Anytime that you have a double meaning within a word, there's some type of truth that's hidden in there, and they do it on purpose to try to create confusion. So with earth, again, being a foundation, a solid, a structured element, that's the best element to start with if you're trying to build a foundation, right? So again, with that double meaning, it's directed the same way. So within the foundation of the Earth Jedi alchemists, many seeds, thought structures, and ideas will be presented to the initiate, but again, presented only, right? And it's very, very important that we stress that. There's never going to be one. with all things within the Order of Alchemy, because we are alchemy focused, we overly express the importance of equivalent exchange and making sure that you understand how that works. We do have to do disclosure though. So when I say Jedi arts, as we're talking about it, guys, nothing to do with Star Wars. So I do apologize for anyone that's a fan that was hoping for things like that. There are some similarities, sure, the same way that there's some similarities between 1,100,000 other things, but they're based on the same principles. So the relatability is good and fine. But we're more focused on the old Egyptian Jed that studied alchemy and were mystics, and were using like flaming swords and ways of harnessing their Ka and Chi and Chakra. So as with every single martial art that's out there, your weapon is supposed to be an extension of your body. Since this is based in learning about your energy body and mastering that, in my opinion, there was nothing better than having something like a laser sword, right? An energy weapon that would be an extension of your energy body. So you guys can see these really quick. Check this out. This is very cool. So this is the gold one that I've got, right? And again, you got your little button here, and that's what they look like. So on camera, you know, you've got your full lightsabers. Pretty exciting. And they make the noise, they flash. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. And you can change the color. There's all sorts of stuff about them. They're amazing. They're on the Mystech.net website. You guys can see it there. Let's see, make sure I cover this and this and this. Perfect. So yeah, guys, again, while we're talking about with all these things, and really where the Order of Alchemy is really directed and built around, is giving you the ability and awareness for the patterns that are around you all the time, right? So again, by duplicating a physical weapon into an energy weapon, that same pattern is something that your body and subconscious will recognize, right? So let's see. This. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this so you guys can see this. Let's see. You guys good? Having a good time? All right. All right, just waiting for the screen to show for you guys. We got a little lag time, I believe. Do you guys see that yet? But man, there we go. All right, there we go. So the art or way of each chakra point, right? So Gaia, way of the earth, what I was just talking about with you guys, each one has its own element system, right? So we're not doing a belt system, we're doing a chakra system. So what I was talking about, starting with a different type of blade and having a different type of emitter, well, these things are going to be what's imprinted to the different frequencies, right? So there's no belt system. You'll start with the root at 396 hertz, and then when you graduate, you can move up to a new emitter that's set to a different frequency for a different chakra point altogether. So that's how the system and everything is built together, and how it's designed. I hope that makes sense. So the initiate blade, like what we're talking about, what I just showed you guys, is something that has 11 different colors, 3 fonts, the flash on impact, and then most importantly, guys, I can't stress this frequency part of it. And when we get a couple slides in and you start understanding how that actually works, you'll see why this is really, really important. But you'll learn, fully control and master each chakra point going through the system. So studying and taking tests and all that, that's great for some people, but a lot of people want to have this fun and learn without learning. So it's absolutely amazing. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys. Okay, so then we've got, and I'll keep sharing this. So the reason I'm laughing about this, and when I pull up this image for you guys, my brother Bashan, he actually sent me this image when he found out that I was finally getting the Aurablades in. And so with the Aurablades lightsaber, whatever version works for you, anytime you see this, it's really exciting. It's really fun. And so he found a picture of Afro Samurai holding a lightsaber, which just makes it even that more exciting. So shout out to my brother. Thank you for finding the picture, man. Love you. But what I want you guys to see here is these are the colors that the blades come in, right? So you've got the lightning silver, ancient gunmetal, obsidian black, Midas gold, vermilion red, and digital blue. And it's important because they got to have fun names, right? Yeah, you have to go with that. So you can get into that color, and then the blade itself can change between 11 different colors, which I thought that was pretty cool. And we do have more designs and models with more things coming as well. But with this, guys, this is the ultimate healing tool. You have to understand that the frequency is embedded into the hilt, into the emitter, into the light itself. You can use it as light therapy. And then we're getting the different binaural beats that correspond with the chakra points also embedded into the actual hum of the blade itself. So this is something that you can use in 2019 as a very modernized healer and have this, again, like ancient future technological device that you can use in a multitude of different ways. And that's what it's about. It's really about using your tools to sharpen your ascension and your path, right? So this is what's about. It's amazing. So this, I'm definitely gonna have to show you guys the pictures, because last night when I was explaining it on the radio on Artist First, it was cool, but it was kind of confusing because, again, we're visual people. So part of what I told you guys we'll be talking about tonight is the Solfeggio frequencies. Okay, so if you are taking notes, or if you're not and you got time to grab a pen, even just to write down a couple little notes of things to look up later, this is definitely the time to do that. So I'll give you guys a second while I get the screen up. Essentially what the Solfeggio frequencies are, if you don't mind, I'll keep talking while we're preparing this. The Solfeggio frequencies make up the ancient 6-tone scale thought to be used in all these sacred music from the very beginning of when we had music. So when you go to places where they do like crystal bowls and sound healings and sound baths and things like that, 99% of the time, those are going to be set to very specific tones for the Solfeggio scale, because the way that those sound waves affect the body create like just tons of different types of healing depending on what tone it's at. All right, so here you guys go. So with the Solfeggio frequencies, it's really, really interesting, right? And this is, in my opinion, all right, you guys let me know what you think. Kenny, Molly, Dasha, how you guys doing? Sebi, good seeing you guys. It's interesting that the Solfeggio scale, right, the frequency, the sound that they make actually correspond and mirror our actual chakra system as human beings in this form, right? So when you look at this diagram, and you know, I put a couple of different ones together, but still all original works. So with Mystech, we generally do the 7.83 hertz, which is like the frequency for your circuit board, just to make sure everything within the energy body is working and is conducive for the best version of how you should be here. But aside from that, the different like chakra points in the body and different energy meridians, even certain diseases, illnesses, organs, all resonate at their own kind of distinct frequency. And when you can get that undistorted or in working correctly, it enhances your overall health and energy being and metaphysical abilities above all. So when people are trying to have these breakthroughs, they're getting sick, and then they go see an energy healer, a lot of times the energy healer is actually channeling energy in a way that's creating vibration and changing the frequency and getting out energy blockages using different ways of vibration, right? Really similar to how with sound therapy now they can go in and use ultrasonic to break up like a tumor or a kidney stone or something like that, right? Very, very similar, but those are acoustic sounds. And energy healers and some other things out there have a way of creating a type of vibration and frequency without having the need of the acoustics, which is really, really exciting. So starting from the bottom, which is your root chakra, right? That's about liberation, the earth element. That's going to be at 396 hertz. So with Mystech, our current Solfeggio frequency bracelets are clear, and then have different logos that correspond with the chakra point. And wearing that helps boost or correct and optimize that chakra point within the body. And we'll get into that a little bit more still. And then going up, you know, your sacral, right? That's going to be for change. That's water. That's 417 hertz. Above that's going to be your solar plexus, right? And that's right above your navel, right? That's 528 hertz, which is cool because that actually used to be where the heart chakra was, right? Any of the old people out there, and I say old as in you study old stuff, you remember this from before the shift happened. 528 hertz actually usually be what the heart chakra frequency was at. And you used to have these shirts. A really good friend of mine, John the Light, has one of these. That it's a green tie-dye shirt and has 528 in the middle of it for the love frequency. Well, when we had this shift, everyone's talking about raising and ascending our vibration, right, and moving up. Well, 528 used to be here in the heart, right? And if that's connected to the earth, if we move up, that's going to move into the stomach. So the fact that that's now in the stomach proves, guys, it shows that we have ascended, we have shifted, we have vibrated to a higher place, and we can continue that shift. And the more of us that do it, that mass consciousness is going to pull us up more. So, guys, the stuff that we're working on and putting together is so important for a multitude of reasons. So even if you don't get into it through this route or take any of the things we're talking about, at least take the time to do the research and look into it and find out these things, because it can change so many different aspects of how our society works right now, and it's failing really, really quick. So we all got to do our part and do what we can. So after that, moving up, and that's going to be your fire also, guys. Sorry, your solar plexus is your fire. That's your will. So you hear about will of fire or fire breath. That's coming from your solar plexus. That comes from your stomach, your other brain, right? Dasha, how you doing? Good seeing you. Congratulations on your book release, guys. Check out Dasha Shar. Amazing, just individual all around, and really, really proud of you. Been doing awesome. Which is perfect, because now we're talking about the heart chakra, which is right here, and that's green. And that's at 693 hertz. That's going to be the element of air, and that has to do with connecting, which obviously that just makes sense. Next above that is your Loki's favorite chakra, the throat chakra, the communication, the expression, right? A lot of emotions actually get channeled through that as well. So really important. And it's funny that that's right next to the heart chakra. So really, really important you guys understand the connections of these things. I promise you. And that's going to be the ether, which we talk about on the show very, very much. And then above that's going to be the pineal gland, third eye chakra, what is at 852 hertz. And that's going to be where light and intuition comes from. And then above that, and one sec, per order of alchemy, we'll get the screen up for you guys in a sec. But then above that's going to be your crown, which is at 963 hertz. And that's going to be your spirit and balance, right? So with the Jedi and Star Wars, I talk about the Force and having that stuff with you. That's great. With this, we're more talking about, finding the balance within all things, which is what allows us to have the ability to affect it, right? Because they all are interchangeable. So once we figure out how to balance it all, then we know how to manipulate it all, and that's the design. It's very, very easy. So here's the other thing that's very interesting about that. So if you guys look above that on the screen, well, then you've got your root chakra, Madhara, you've got your sacral, your solar plexus. Each one of those, guys, if you look at them, and this is from very, very old modalities and very old teachings, those all, the picture in the middle, those are all the design of the chakra point. So what's really interesting about that is that actually mirrors most of the platonic solids. And the platonic solids are the elements and building blocks and patterns, again, of how this dimension works. So how is it possible that the sound system, right, the resonant frequencies, mirror the chakra system that mirrors the building blocks of this plane and of this dimension? If that doesn't tell you guys everything, like, this is just pattern recognition. It's just understanding how these things work. And so what's really cool about this is when you understand that certain patterns work a very specific way, and they're always that way. It doesn't matter what you do. That's what makes it a pattern, right? So if you have an emotional outburst, that's a change in your pattern for most people. Some people, the emotional outburst, that's the pattern. I mean, again, you just have to know the patterns. But if you know the pattern, when you see the start, you know the finish. And again, because if it's a pattern, it doesn't really matter what you do. It's not going to change. When you have the ability and awareness to tap into that and see that, there's so many things that you'll stop worrying about, because the moment you see one part and recognize it within the pattern, you go, oh, okay, this is how this is going to work. And immediately you can divert your attention, energy, and time to something that's more important, right? And I only say more important because the moment it's not like what we were talking about 2 seconds ago, it's over. It's still important and resonant, but right now, guys, this is where we are. This is what's important. So that's where you need to focus. So hopefully this makes sense. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And again, the PowerPoint will be available. And I think we'll just go right into the next screen. And that's going to give you guys a little bit more, again, information about how this stuff works. So yeah, we'll do it. It's fine. So Nikola Tesla, if you guys are not familiar with him and his work, again, very important guy to look up and get into. But he was probably the smartest brain that we've had in the last remembrance of our existence here, right? So he said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, right? So when he's talking about that, guys, he's talking about exactly what we're talking about right now. Frequency, vibration, energy. This is how all this stuff works. So resonance, okay? So I'm going to close this out because I don't think you guys need to be squinting at your screens. That's not what we're here for. And I'll just read it out to you. So don't worry about it. It's cool. See? How you doing? So resonance, acoustic resonance is a phenomenon in which an acoustic system amplifies sound waves whose frequency matches one of its own natural frequencies of vibration. I don't know if you guys understand what that means. I'll simplify it, but this is basically what this means. The way resonance works is whatever something's natural vibrational state is at, if you send another vibration that matches that exact same frequency, they will resonate together and amplify and become bigger, become stronger, become more stable, more full, right? So think of it this way. When your body is confused with all of the bombarded electromagnetic fields from all the artificial ones that we've made, right? What Mystech does is it uses 7.83 hertz as a very specific resonant frequency. So once that gets within an inch of your body, it makes all the cells in your body resonate back to that because that's its natural state. And so it re-solidifies that and removes the distortion of electromagnetic fields out of the body, right? So that's essentially how resonance works. What's really cool about this is they've got, again, anime, sci-fi, where they talk about resonance now. And they talk about it like regular science. In fact, if you look into just regular physics, there's tons and tons of information about resonance there and quantum entanglement that has to do with frequency, that has to do with vibration. So if you guys want to find out more about resonance and just some examples, again, for visual sake, this is why I stress looking these things up. You can look into things like somatics, which is these amazing patterns that show up in sand. If you go back in the video and look later when we post this up on YouTube, you'll see the pictures of it that's there. But playing certain frequencies into like a metal disc and making it vibrate create this pattern across sand. And depending on the frequency, you get a different type of pattern. So certain frequencies that they play into make like a disgusting looking pattern, and man, that's probably not a good, healthy, healing frequency. So you stay away from those type of things. You can also look into pendulum swings, the little heavy metal balls that you can just drop them all. Well, because they're at the same shape, diameter, and resonance, when you push those things, eventually they line back up into a pattern that matches each other anyways, even though they didn't start that way because of resonance. There's a marble machine with color separation you can look up. You can look up acoustic resonance on the effects of blood on plant growth. There's things out there called orgonite and orgone arcs and orgone generators. They create a very specific type of resonance with a different type of energy, but still resonance related. Look into sound, again, breaking tumors, and they're doing cancer research right now on using sound as a way of destroying cells of cancer as well. So again, guys, resonance is just this incredible technology that there's not a lot of people that fully understand what it does or how it works, and the ones that do know aren't mostly focused right now on the healing aspects of it. And so luckily we have access to that technology, and we care about healing a lot. So we're converting a lot of Mystech's technology and plans for the future more into the metaphysical healing chakra-based abilities that we do know that we can help. So it's really, really exciting right now. A couple things that are different with resonance and sound healing, right? Because a lot of times people get this thing confused with 7.83 hertz as a resonant frequency versus an acoustic sound, which again are very, very similar. But the way we talked about last night on the show was that not all vehicles are trucks, but all trucks are vehicles, right? So there's some similarities and they do relate to each other, but they work very, very different. So with most like sound healing and sound bass, speaking of sound bass, shout out Josh Stoddard, my man in Portland, transcendental stuff. If you guys can find him online, or if you're in Portland, amazing, amazing guy. And a lot of times these are using sound acoustics. So they're using things like crystal bowls, tuning forks, gongs, even crystals themselves. Guys, they vibrate at a very specific way. Tesla believed this as well. And the way they vibrate will resonate with certain parts of your being and certain parts of your energy body when you're ready. So a lot of times people are like, well, I can't feel crystals. I know they say they do this, blah, blah, well, okay, but is your energy body complete? Does it have the ability to notice the difference? Does it have the ability to do that? And in the last few months, I know specific people that couldn't really feel a whole lot, went through some different ley lines, got to some nodal points on the planet, did more things with the energy body, and next thing you know, is describing crystals in a way that means what the crystal means, but using a different terminology unknowingly. So again, this is just one of those things that you're not always going to get to the place you want to as quickly as you want to. the moment you give that up, everything will happen the way it wants to, because the spirit knows it has all the time and the ego wants you to rush. So you quiet that and really embrace what it is you're focusing on and what you're doing, and your intent becomes pure about the knowledge, not about the accomplishment. And that's one of the keys, guys. That's a secret. Write that one down. We've also talked about on the show with like vibrational energy, right? And what that's doing is it's just bringing like cell function and emotions into a more harmonious state, right? And it's funny that we use harmonious state because, again, that's a term of music. It's in harmony. So if you're trying to get your divine instrument, right, into harmony, then you need to do some fine tuning. And that comes into frequency-based technology. That's just the way it is. On the show, we've talked about the difference of the 440 hertz to the 432 hertz. And that's, again, just a different output of how music is being transmitted, the way that it's being heard. And just, again, at an audible level, because of the resonance that creates, what that sound wave creates, it has a completely different impact on your body and on your energy being. So, again, with Mystech, with what we've got, we've created headphones and a ton of other different tools and relics and devices to combat all of these things that are there. So you guys go to mystech.net. You can see more stuff about the headphones that are sold out. But I just found out we got our shipment that we thought got stolen back. So thank the gods, and everything is working out wonderful. It's really it's exciting, guys. So if you are interested in getting the headphones and you don't want to wait, you can email me or message me here on Facebook, halo.marquise@gmail.com, and get a hold of me, and I can tell you how you guys can pre-order them and get them without having to wait for them to go up on the site. And they go really quick. So if you're considering it, trust me, hit me up really quick. So the resonant imprint, right? And this is really important. A second ago, I was talking about the sound healing versus resonance healing, right? So resonant imprint technology, right? This is what we have at Mystech. There is no audible sound for this, okay? When it's imprinted in a way to make it vibrate with a very specific resonant field, and that will just resonate with the parts of the body and or your natural energy field that it is supposed to be aligned with, right? It's that easy. So it's not that you're hearing anything, it just is creating a field because of the way that we are able to make it vibrate, right? And other than that, I can't get into too much more of the details, but the resonant imprint field basically just removes distortion from the parts that it's supposed to be resonating with. So it just makes it function again more optimally. Almost like a booster, but it's really just diffusing all the stuff that's getting in the way of what your body can naturally do and what your energy body can already naturally do. So again, that just helps you fine tune the energy body, the physical body, and then it also works with the chakras in the body. And as we just got done going over the Solfeggio scale and how all that works, so wearing, again, something at 852 hertz that resonates with the pineal gland, with the third eye chakra, this helps for deeper meditation. If you're an energy healer, it helps to boost that because it's creating that resonance of an amplified version of that within your being, right? And so, again, hopefully that makes sense. If not, feel free to shoot me any questions anytime. But that's how the resonance works versus the acoustic. So hopefully you guys get that. If not, you can message me. So for Mystech June launch, right? Again, we keep talking about all these new things that we have and things that we put together to combat just the improper version of what we got right now, right? That's all it is. If everything was working the right way, you would need us. But unfortunately, or fortunately, because this is fun. So a while back, and it's still coming, we're working on some teas and some things like that, right? But when I was doing the shows, a lot of times I would have the tea in these little like potion bottles like this, right? Remember these? And so on the website, it might be Monday. I thought I'd get them up by Saturday morning, but a lot of things ran late. You're going to have the ability to get these potion bottles of lightning, right? And I call it that because the Schumann resonance, the frequency we use earlier, I was talking about the 7.83 hertz, that's actually the frequency of lightning. Like that's where we get that frequency. So when we say bottle of lightning, we're talking about the frequency that's in here, and putting a liquid like, your water, your juice, anything like that, wine, it's fine. It will actually change the resonance and the structure of how that liquid is. So it enhances the taste. Some of the stuff it makes softer, but for the people that have given me feedback about the wine, it makes like a $5 bottle of wine or $15 bottle of wine taste like a $20 and $30 bottle. Like it just enhances it. So what's cool about this, they're only gonna be $25. The glass, they have the cork, but what I really like about it is we're going to be releasing like Solfeggio beads, right? Like how we have the different frequencies I was just talking about for the chakra points. And it could change from bead to maybe a longer crystal thing. It's still, right now it's going to be a bead, but we're working on some other things. But you'll be able to put that basically into your liquid. And then that bead is going to charge the water to that frequency or whatever liquid is, right? So say you've got a big speech to do or performance, whatever, you put in the bead for 741 hertz, which is the throat chakra, and leave it for 6 to 12 hours, and that will change the water to amplify that when you drink it. So you're going to be able to have like real frequency-based energy potions, which I never thought I'd be alive in a time to say that, and I got to actually make this, so I've been having an amazing time. So guys, try us out. Nina, how you doing? When we release the bottles, and again, they'll be on the site really soon, the beads will be $10 each, or all 7 for 50. And then I apologize. We do have to disclaimer there will not be any real lightning that comes with the bottle, even though it's in the name. Again, we're talking about the frequency, but every real wizard out there needs a potion bottle or 5 team. So, check them out. They're really fun. The other thing I've been working on for a while, and for the longest time, because we've been at this for however many years now, people ask about rings, right? And people ask us, you guys ever going to have any rings that you can, have available? And aside from having like sizing problems and finding a style that is really conducive with our core beliefs and something I felt would be a good representation, I just never came across it. But recently, and you know what? I'll pull this up so you guys can see the picture of it. But I've got one on, and they're going to be these amazing like resin, mineral, and herb rings with wood, right? So they're called Seal of Wood. And let me pull up the photo for you guys to see it. That'll be a little bit better. But what's cool about it is, again, all we're trying to do is get reconnected back with the earth, right, guys? Get back with Mother Earth, with Gaia, connect how we were supposed to be, right? So with this, there's going to be a bunch of different colors and kinds, but you're going to have wood, and then there'll be metal, there'll be minerals, there'll be gold flakes, and then different herbs and dried flowers. There, if you look at the middle picture, right there. That's what they're going to look like, right? So Seal of Wood. The pricing's actually wrong, though. I apologize. Don't look at that. Don't look at the picture. They're $50. But it's going to be our least expensive level 2 that we've had that has any type of design. So that is wrong. Sorry about that, but it's cool. So you see the wood, the resin, dried flowers, herbs, gold flakes, all that fun stuff. It's all going to be right there. So exciting. I think at some point too, and if you guys want, like, just message me, let me know. I think we're going to be doing Solfeggio frequencies within them as well. Oh, look at that. You see what that says right there? It says once upon a time. Interesting. Anyways, so aside from the resin rings and all this other stuff, it's been a really long day, guys, but I love you. Thanks for spending time with me. It's always fun. We're going to be releasing the Mystech Mastery Bracelets. Like, we already launched them a couple months ago, but for Father's Day and for June and for our release, we're redoing like a big launch. I went on this amazing hike up to Horsetail Falls up here in Oregon, and just had such an exceptional time. But basically the way that these mastery bracelets work is every bead that you see that's a color that coordinates with the chakra point is, again, been imprinted to those Solfeggio frequencies. Now, one thing that's a little bit different on how we did these is with the initial Solfeggio frequencies, we just use what's called the energy tuner, and that's more about the energy body because that's, again, been my entire focus. But those same nodal points within the body also have a physical tuner as well that's more for the actual physical body. So all of the new, like the mastery bands and the beads I was talking about for the potion bottles, those actually have both frequencies in them. So the mastery bands have the 7.83 hertz through the main bead part, but then also you're getting like a level almost 2.5 of the Solfeggio frequencies. So you're getting 15 different frequencies in one bracelet. So they're normally $350. Right now they're $100 off for Father's Day. And we're also offering the Father's Day 25% off if you put in Father's Day as a coupon code at checkout. So it really is a steal. And most of the people that have ordered one have come back and ordered 3 to 5. One person's even ordered like 38 of them by now, 36, some over 35, crazy number. But people just really, really like it. So we're also playing with the idea of, and I made one for myself, and aside from a handful of things that I just don't trust humans with, if I got it, I want you guys to be able to have it too. So with this bracelet, normally the mastery bracelets, the main bead color is going to be like lava stone or basalt, or hematite. But what I did, because again, I like to biohack the body, I took the 963 Hz bead and then hid it inside this regular bracelet for 2 other ones. So it would be called Mystech Mastery Intended. And so it's a Mystech Mastery bracelet with 2 extra beads of the Solfeggio of the main chakra point of the body you want to work on. So for me, I'm trying to be awake all the time and come up with these ideas and be very focused and, do these things. Got to save the world. You need lots of brain power. So I chose to make an extra 2 963 Hz one for me. But someone that's having a hard time communicating who they are, right? Something like that. Or people out there trying to have a baby, trying to get more fertile, right? You can get something with petrified wood as the main and get 2 extra 417. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think, but it's something definitely maybe that we'll be offering out. So I'm excited about it. But check out the Mystech Mastery bracelets. Again, it's mystech.net. And while I'm on websites and talking about promos, shout out MCP, my man Martez Cornelius Productions, amazing gentleman out of Phoenix. And I always have an amazing time when I wear his shirt. So I'm going to tag him real quick. Guys, go and check him out. He's an amazing, amazing producer, director, just amazing all around. That's my guy. So yeah, shout out Martez. Love you, brother. So a couple other honorable mentions for just what's been going on with the company, with June, with upcoming things and partnerships, and just more tools, guys, more products, more items, more options, just more all of it. Always moving forward, right? Really important. On the website, there's a new section you'll see called EPEC Design. And EPEC is this amazing individual that I met at the Sedona Yoga Festival. I met her and her husband, Craig. Just exceptional individuals. And EPEC Design is a collection of handmade accessories crafted with love and intent. For real, I'll stand by that. And EPEC creates each unique piece, setting forth an intention to bring positive energy to the recipient. And the design of various collections, EPEC charges her creations with positive affirmations for abundance, prosperity, and happiness. Now, that's what's off their site. But let me tell you guys this personally for me. This affirmations part, right, when they say that she put this intent into it. When I met her and I had to get one of these pieces. They're amazing, little face chain. I've worn on a couple shows. Again, they have these affirmations that come with it. So when you get one, it will say like, I am, or be, whatever this affirmation is, right? About 2 to 3 weeks before I met these guys, I had really been working and still am working on developing more intuition and trusting it more and all these things. And then when I go to pick one out, the one I picked out happened to be I am intuition. So it's weird. And that's a resonance right there, guys. That's resonance. It's more than just these vibrational, physical, energetic things. Like when you ask someone, hey, what do you want to eat? And they say the exact thing that you were thinking. And you're like, oh yeah, that sounds good. That's resonance, that you're resonating with that emotion, with that feeling, with that idea. So resonance goes so beyond just what we've talked about tonight. But understanding the baseline version of it, really, really important. So then her husband, Craig, again, amazing individuals that just happen to partner up. Like they're the perfect couple, in my opinion. It's awesome. Love them to death, obviously. But so he's part of, it does a ton of things. But one of the things that I've been really excited about is holistic health science. And there are these amazing like sound vibrational beds of acoustics that you lay on, and they bombard all these amazing vibrations into your body while you're listening to different like binaural beats and isochronic tones and just really amazing devices. And so Holistic Health Science is a manufacturing and distribution company focused on health and wellness technology based in San Diego. Our mission is to create products which optimize human performance and balance the body using sound, light, and frequency. We do this by activating a worldwide network of vibrational acoustic visionaries. And that is that's exactly, you see why I love them. They're amazing. And so shout out EPEC and Craig. Thank you. Love you guys. Actually, I should tag you guys in the channel as well so people can check you guys out. And at Craig, oh yeah, baby, you know I love you. It was just his birthday too. I don't think I have her though. It's okay. You guys can find EPEC Design, look it up online. Amazing people. You won't be upset. And then biggest honorable mention, man, Pro Priest, guys. The the skincare line that Nadia's put together has been absolutely exceptional. And, you know, we're having Father Day specials coming up, and we still have some of the pre-launch specials. The website's just about done. But I want you guys to hear the mission statement, because I think it's another really key thing about it says a lot about the person that's working on it. It says a lot about the direction of what's possible out there these days. And again, it's just amazing how many different things all seem to line up when we're trying to save the world. So Pro Priest mission statement is to create products that are safe and beneficial for our bodies and environment. What we put in our skin can be absorbed into our bodies by up to 60%. That's why we only use natural ingredients free from chemicals, dyes, fragrance, perfume, parabens, sulfates, GMOs, and any other harmful ingredients. Not even bad words get said around this. I'm just kidding. I don't know about that part. I threw that in. The only materials used to make these products are and will continue to be only those that will benefit your body inside and out without having a negative impact on the environment. Now, that being said, she's also working really diligently on finding like eco-friendly packaging. So anyone that sees the video and knows anyone or anyone working on that, it's crazy how far technology is and how difficult that's been to find. And I've got finders out there. I've got people with superpowers for finding stuff, and none of us can. So yeah, guys, do your thing. Network, do your thing. But definitely go to mystech.net. Check out the Pro Priest section. There's so much stuff. There's body butter, there's lip balms, there's shaving cream, there's tons of stuff that's there, guys, and all of it has Mystech in it. There's stuff that has like sacral bath bombs to charge, like take a bath. And I'm just saying, there's amazing things out there, guys. The technology that we're putting together is really, really exciting. So again, thank you guys for hanging out with me for a little bit on Friday night. Sorry, last night's show just ended up kind of weird. I don't know what happened there, but again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message anytime. Love you guys. It's Halo Marquise, the Alchemist, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you. See you.